Welcome everyone. We are back here. It is, gosh, I can't believe how far we are into 2022. It is, uh, I see 320. It's March 20th, 2022. Yeah, you look at your computer's clock and everything, everything else
Yeah.
goes out the window. Um, and we've got some gaming news today. It isn't the busiest gaming news week, but we've still got some. This is the podcast where we break down all the gaming news, but also typically just have things devolve into not giving you any news and just chatting about other gaming topics. With us tonight, we have the lovely Mitch Burns and TrouzrShnauzer. Before we go into any of our topics, we need to make sure that you guys get a chance to tell people about your channels. Trouser, you've been here before, so I guess would you like to go first?
Sure. Well, as you said, I'm TrouzrShnauzer. I do quite a variety of things on my Twitch channel. Lately, I've been doing a lot of Elden Ring, a Yakuza series, uh, some Assassin's Creed, and a bunch of other stuff, psychedelic games, and also some music. So yeah,
Some
I
music,
do a little bit of music stuff as well. Yeah.
like I was gonna say, uh, like clarinet or something. Like, you, are you playing guitar?
I have a few times, but lately it's been a lot of like the music production side with like FL Studio and creating beats on the computer and
That's
stuff.
awesome. That's the one thing I never can do. Like I do some game development, and I'll do the pixel art, I'll do the level design, I'll do the programming, I'll do um everything until the music. And music, I'm just blindsided. I have no idea what to do. So I admire anyone who has that talent.
It is kind of tough, to be honest. So I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, I also have like my guitar right here. I always wanted to do like an intro to my stream on guitar, which obviously is gonna be a pain in the butt because of but I don't think I've it was my initial intention. I don't think I've shown it to people once. Mitch, uh
What's up?
if you would love to tell people, the kind people at home, a little bit about your stream or your style of content.
Yeah, so I lately I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Shield. Do Mostly Nintendo games is mostly what I play. I play always on real hardware. With Shield, that doesn't say much, but I do a lot of OG stuff. A lot of retro gaming. Played like Pokemon Yellow and Blue and stuff fairly recently. So
Weren't you doing a randomizer? Like, how are you doing a randomizer on real hardware?
I,
That sounds.
I haven't done a randomizer now.
Oh, okay. So it was a specific. What was the specific Pokemon run? I remember it was a specific.
The one that you saw that was yellow with only starters. So I was doing it with just Pikachu, Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur, which are all
Which
Pokemon
are
that
all ones you
you
can
get.
get. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
uh, yeah. You had to beat Brock with just the Pikachu though, which was and get
Oof.
through Rock Tunnel with just the Pikachu, which was tough
Which is
because you don't
like,
get the other shell after.
yeah, it sounds like torture, but like Pikachu was the mascot at that point. They had to like whatever. They had to do that.
Yeah,
Um,
Geodude was nasty. Geodude and all those Geodudes in Rock Tunnel were fun.
I mean, everyone knows you go to right before there, you grab a Caterpie, you make a Butterfree, and then you go in, right? But you didn't have that option. You were doing starters only.
Yeah, just starters only.
Starters only. That's awesome. Um, yeah. So there was a lot of stuff going on this week. I didn't even put on the topics to talk about Elden Ring, but maybe we should talk about it briefly at the very least. I have no real concept of it because I've played through the first third of Dark Souls, and that is the entirety of my um my I was going to say Souls like knowledge. I like other Souls like games, but it just those hardcore Dark Souls games never really resonated with me. And I see people looking into gaming and not being able to understand other people's passions. like with gaming, like, oh, you play Pokemon, I don't understand it, but I appreciate that you like it. It feels weird that there's another part of gaming that I don't understand. You know, there are people who are passionate about. Trouz, tell us a little bit about how you've been enjoying Elden.
It was quite unexpected, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, like I played Dark Souls 2 up to a point, and I gave up because it was just grueling, And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah, it's
and
grueling and
then,
it's unfair. Like I
yeah,
love um Hollow Knight. It is my favorite game of the past decade.
I can't play that game. Makes me rage.
Oh yeah, and you can play through. Well, yeah, it has a skill cap.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I looked at chat for the slightest second, and I saw I can't hear you, so I thought the audio was not working. We literally have one of the mods who doesn't end up being able to hear me sometimes, but they're still here. Anywho, uh, I'm impressed that you're able to do any of the souls if that makes you rage.
Well, the difference is I come in knowing that this game is gonna kick my butt, and I know that's a big part of the challenge and why it's so appealing. And I would keep going. I wouldn't rage at Dark Souls really. I would just get discouraged,
Yeah,
because I don't know, the linearness of it is like sometimes you had to go away and fight your way through it no matter what, and you would just keep throwing yourself at the wall,
yeah.
And then with Elden Ring, the difference is if you're having a hard time, you could just go somewhere else.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And then like work your way up again to where, your level's a little better and you could get through it easier. And the the gameplay loops are really addicting in that. Like I look forward to dying to bosses because it's like I get to learn next time he does this move, I got to do this timing, you
Yeah,
know.
it's
So
exactly how I feel about Hollow Knight. Mitch, have you played any of these?
I have not played any of the Souls games. My experience was mostly just watching Ludwig's stream off and on. Uh,
Oh, okay, yeah,
that was mostly my experience with it.
right on.
Um,
Yeah,
so
I only barely started the Game Grumps. Everyone has their content creators that they follow. I only barely started the Game Grumps stream on it all, um, and so I have yet to know much about it. Uh, we have a couple topics that we were going to talk about. Uh, we were going to talk Mario Kart, the Ukraine bundles, which I don't know if you guys have seen, but they're insane. The bundles for charity for Ukraine, which you know, if there's any political like statement on there, I'm staying away from it. I'm just saying, have you seen these bundles? It is insanity.
I actually gave away 6 of the Ichio bundles last week.
Really? It's
Yeah,
it's
a
like
really good deal.
it's like a really good giveaway. Yeah, you're giving people like you're giving people Celeste, so you're giving people a lot from the
Yeah,
start.
that was just worth it off the bat with the
Yeah,
Celeste.
yeah,
And then there's another one that's from Humble Bundle that's still
yeah.
going.
That one's still
That
going.
one's
Oh, Ukraine one's done. The other one is done.
Yeah, it finished like a couple days ago.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I got in on that one. Uh,
it,
the other bit of news that I found was the Tekken TV show. There's going to be a Tekken TV show on Netflix, and I honestly whatever. I have a couple thoughts on like that is a great way for Netflix to have some IP that Disney does not own. Just go into gaming. And the Wii slash DSi shop channels have been down for days. I assume the Wii U, because hasn't the Wii? Oh no, it's for re-downloading games. The purchasing on Wii you couldn't do, but I assume that you can re-download games on the Wii, and that is the difference. Um,
I
Anywho,
believe so.
yes. But we bumped into an accidental topic that I think it would be very interesting to delve into. So I'd love to. Basically, what is the hardest game you ever played or plowed through? Right? What is the most work you've done in a video game? I guess those are two different questions, but I think it would make for a very good discussion. Because Mitch, you haven't played Dark Souls, but
Have not.
I'm sure you've played like I'm trying to think of if there is a hard Pokemon game. I mean, if you've done a Nuzlocke, that is definitely one.
I mean, I have yellow. Yellow was kind of tough, especially trying to get through Rock Tunnel with just the Pikachu and with
Yeah,
the rules I set in place where I had to battle every single wild Pokemon
that's true.
and couldn't use repels. So that was definitely fun.
Yeah, that sounds right. Um,
Even the
uh,
Elite Four was tricky since I didn't allow myself items. Honestly, that was probably the hardest challenge I've done. I had to just grind against the Elite Four like so many times. I just kept throwing myself at him and getting my butt kicked and going at it again over and over and over.
yeah,
I think I did that for a few hours before I managed to finally beat it.
Pokey
yeah.
Um,
Souls.
What was that?
Pokey Souls.
Poke Souls. Yeah, I want to see
oh,
a
that
Pokemon Souls like. Yeah, let's do that.
yeah, there's definitely been some tough ones. I did play Coliseum back in the day, and that was like arguably one of the hardest Pokemon games ever. So
Yeah, I would assume. Saying hardest Pokemon game, I feel like that's a oxymoron. Like what? There is a
it
hard
was
mode in Black and White, apparently, something like that. Um, well, Black and White or Black and White 2. One of them has a hard mode, but I'll figure out what the hardest Pokemon game is. Give me a little bit of time. Uh, for me, I think the hardest games were every game I grew up with on the Super Nintendo. You
there
know,
were a few of
and
those.
and the
Yeah.
NES, right? Because I only
So,
ended up on level 2 of Super Star Wars or Last Action Hero.
yeah, Donkey Kong Country 2 was pretty tough.
Well, that's my
DKC
favorite.
3. It was a
What?
great game, but it's tough.
It is tough.
Uh, I tried playing that on stream when I first started, and I beat most of it, but I didn't 100% it because Animal Antics was just that last bonus stage was just too much.
Oh man. Oh, 100%ing any of the Donkey Kong Country games is a total different thing, right?
Yeah, well,
Because
DKC 1 isn't too bad, but
oh yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, because just plowing through DKC 1 you could do in a couple hours. Donkey Kong
yeah.
Country 2, I don't know. Donkey Kong Country 3 is really easy, and that was my favorite growing up. Um, Probably just because everyone liked Donkey Kong Country 2.
I liked 1 the best. I think we all have different favorite Donkey Kong games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can appreciate Donkey Kong Country 2 now far more than when I was growing up. But Trouz, what was the hardest game that you've plowed through?
I'd say probably Ninja Gaiden 2 on Xbox.
Oh boy. I
That one is crazy. It's like Dark Souls aside, Dark Souls is like it's other kind of beast, but like this, oh man, that it gets infuriating sometimes playing that
yeah.
one. I've never beaten it. Like I've gotten close, but there's a lot of like they have this certain enemy that sucks that I suck against. It's like an armadillo, big giant molten armadillo volcano monster,
Yeah.
and then they throw two of them at you later, and I'm like, I can't fight two of these guys. It's impossible.
Yeah, I played Ninja Gaiden 3. Blood something. Bloodbath. I don't know, whatever it
Something
is.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't recall the name for that one, but I
Blood
only played.
happiness.
I just played two when I was
Yeah.
younger, and I replayed it again like last year, and I was like,
Oh wait,
damn,
is it Razor's Edge or something? Anywho,
not sure.
yeah, something gory. It was fun, but then it got super intense. It got super
It's like
intense.
the first 5 chapters of the. I think there's 14.
Oh
Those are
boy.
fun chapters, but after that, it gets like frustrating beyond belief.
Oh boy. Yeah, beating the true final boss in Hollow Knight, I did not think I could do. That is something that which ends up being a little bit annoying when you're like watching other streamers and they beat it much quicker than you do. You're like, this is like this
Yeah,
was the peak of my video game skill, you know? And that
I've,
is yeah.
I can relate a bit in terms of recent stuff. Like beating Yellow was one thing,
Yeah.
but there was a particular boss in Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles that gave me so much trouble.
Oh
I
boy.
raged against that thing hard for a while, and then came back the next day and just It wasn't. I just kind of crushed it first try. It wasn't even that hard.
Yeah.
And I'm I do all this like gearing up, making sure I have like all these extra Phoenix downs. Didn't use a
Yeah.
single one.
Yeah.
And I was struggling so hard the day before,
How many times have you
and
been in? Oh, sorry. Yeah, go on.
I'm good.
Oh, I was just saying, how many times have you been in that loop in an RPG where you're like, okay, I'm reviving one Pokemon or one person, and then I'm going to have the one that I have faint, and then I'm going to switch over to the other person and have him use the thing to revive the other person until it's like back and forth until you finally get um either beat the boss uh or get both people up. Is this just me?
I've been in that Final Fantasy VII loop a couple times.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
haven't played
wait.
FF7, but I've played a lot of other Final Fantasies, so I've done some similar loops. In Pokemon a little bit,
Yeah.
especially if you got like Toxic or Leech Seed or something going, then you can kind of stall out.
Yeah. I just wanted to thank. We just got a raid, so thank you so much, Isnib, and welcome, party people, Coptimus,
Welcome everybody.
and
Yeah, welcome in.
Nux. I. How do you pronounce the username on stream like that? It's so hard. I feel like some people make usernames just to trip up people on stream. It's just a thing. For those of you who are just coming in right now, this welcome to the podcast. We are discussing the hardest moments in gaming. If you have a question about a question you want to ask, or have a game that was the hardest one for you to push through, let us know in the chat, and we will try to feature it. Yeah. Which game were we on now?
I think we were
Final
talking about
Fantasy.
a few of them.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about Final Fantasy when things when we started talking about that.
Yeah, and there's no way to know true skill. So the only thing that I think is the Sphinx. That's what it is. That makes sense. Anywho, username is Sphinx. Thank you, Isnib, for clarifying the username. So I think the peak of skill that I have acquired, the thing that I am the most proficient at, is Smash Brothers, because that is peer reviewed. Like I have my rank specifically, and it is always being challenged by other people. So I feel like that is the hardest thing I've done and is the most calculable. But
Yeah, you're definitely good at it. You
Oh,
kicked
well.
my butt at it.
I think I still
I
have yet
forgot
to
about
challenge you,
that.
Pocket.
I'm sorry. What was that, Trouz?
So I still have yet to challenge you in Smash Bros.
Oh,
I think.
you have to. We gotta do. Three of us gotta do a co-stream on that. I want to do a
fun.
Smash night. It is on. Can I say something? Say completing classic Game Boy Tetris. Sorry. Skew Squad said for the hardest game ever completed. Can I say completing classic Game Boy Tetris? Can Tetris be completed? Doesn't it just start looping like Pac-Man after a certain level?
I'm not. Yeah, I've never beat it. I'm guessing if they're saying there's an end, at some point there might be, or maybe they consider where the loop happens is
Right.
the end.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because I know there are like high scores in those games, and the way that they get the world's high score is by how far they like, I guess, get the high score they get to before the break screen, or they go past it. I don't remember, but the point is, it does break. So, okay, Tetris. I completed, saw a rocket ship. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love when there's like a little Easter egg when you complete a game, that you don't get to see 90% of the time. Like I growing up never actually completed Super Mario World, and I didn't know that once you complete it, you get the Goombas they change into Marios. Like what?
Yeah.
Well, that's not completing it. That's like taking this special the Star Road to the special path.
Oh, is that all you have to do for it?
Yeah. So beating Bowser won't get you that. Beating
Oh, really?
Bowser
I thought it was like all the
actually just gets you a
coins.
game over. It gets you a the end screen, which you literally just have to reset at, and it doesn't save. Um, to get the things to change, you have to go through Star Road,
Okay.
all the way through it past Bowser. There's a section with there's another section at the end. Then you have
Yeah.
to beat that through the special path, which will take through the secret entrance. Will take you to a special area, and you have to beat all these crazy hard stages that are all named after like 90s and 80s slang words. Like they got,
Tubular.
yeah, tubular. Like that one is like the hardest stage ever.
Oh
I
my
hate
god.
tubular so much.
It's not very tubular, man.
Yeah, like tubular is like the worst.
Oh man.
But if you can beat it, which I have a few times, like,
Yeah.
but I hate doing it every time. But you beat it, and then you beat a few other ones, and you end up beating Mario. You end up getting to the end, and um, then there's once you beat the last goal, you'll open up another star. You don't even have to take it. As soon as you beat that last stage, everything just changes. The whole color
Really?
scheme of the world changes.
So
Like the
what do
whole
you
game's
Yeah.
color scheme changes. The Koopas the Goombas are the same. Actually, there's no Goombas in Mario World, but the
Yeah, there's
Koopas
no
all
Goombas
change.
in Mario World there, but
Yeah, the Koopas change too. They have little faces on them, and also the likelihood of them being blue is more likely, which is good because the green ones are more likely to be blue. Like a certain number of them that were green turn into blue, which then when Yoshi eats them, he can fly.
yes.
So you can fly more easily. So you
Yeah.
get that little
So
bonus. Also, the vines turn into pumpkins and a few other things.
what Yeah, that's very weird. I love that I love when developers add that stuff. Like just some completion bonus. I mean, I know I've watched the completionists. There's a YouTuber, the completionist. I've watched him specifically to see, hey, I don't really complete games. Is there actually a completion bonus? Because that like, and it's
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
like
fun
that's
one.
the main thing I want to see from his channel. So I like typically will like go to the it's like a 20-30 minute video. I'll go to the end. That's the I've got to know. Um, but I thought there was something with like the Yoshi coins. Do you get nothing when you get all the Yoshi coins, or is there something else?
There's a higher score.
Yeah, it's the higher score, and I think if you get like, I think if you get 4 or 5 of them in the level, then you get a 1-up.
Oh yeah, if you
Um,
complete getting them all.
yeah, if you get all of them, although there's a couple where you can get more than the normal all of them, and then you get one for each one after 5, so you can get a few extra lives, which is not that game breaking because there's way better ways to get lives than that. I can
Yeah.
I know a stage where I can get like 60 lives very quickly. So there's some good ways. Oh yeah, and with the um, with the special world, bullet bills also turn into ravens. That was another really
Into
interesting one.
ravens.
Oh
Wow.
Yeah,
yeah.
they're like little. The bullet bills all turn into little ravens. So it's just all
So
this
weird.
interesting. Yeah, it behaves the same. It's just a very interesting aesthetic change. Yeah, and
Yeah.
like the world becomes much like it turns from vanilla to chocolate. Like literally, like
Oh man.
some people call it chocolate world just because like
Yeah.
yeah, this color schemes just change. It's kind of cool.
That's awesome. Um yeah, and is there any other game we want to highlight with the hard skill cap? Because if not, we can go into those Kart tracks, which for those of or yeah, stop me at any point with a hard game. Don't mind me. Uh, we got the DLC for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game, the remake of Mario. Well, or I guess port. Well, whatever. I guess it's a port. It'd be called a port. The port of the Wii U game that is the top selling game on the Switch. That is not an original game. It just boggles my mind how that is the top selling game on the Switch and the Wii U. Um, just got its first DLC of the first 8 of the 48 courses. Uh, yeah, I haven't got a chance to really play them. I only looked at a little bit of reviews and it seemed like they were mixed. What have you guys seen anything on it? Because that's really what I've seen.
I played them last night for the first time, and I had a lot of fun with them. Uh, I think two of the courses really stood out to me. There was Coconut Mall, which was super fun. Always glad to have that one back. Like,
Is that from Double Dash?
and that's from Mario Kart Wii, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's one of my favorite tracks on that game. So I think they did a really good job with, changing it up and for Mario Kart 8. And then the other one, I cannot remember the top of my head what it's called because it's on Mario Kart Tour, I believe.
Okay.
But you go through like a ninja, like
Oh, it's Japan. It's
old,
I think it's
yeah,
just
Japan,
Japan.
yeah, like a really cool, like feudal looking Japan era. Like,
Well,
and it's super cool. There's so many winding paths.
yeah.
You could take a lower path or a top path, and it's super fun. I was like, whoa, this track is sick. Like, I was just like engaged the whole time with the turns and the
Yeah.
going which way I wanted and stuff.
Some of the tracks from Mario Kart Tour are really nice. Um,
Yeah.
Now they're really nice for a phone game, and that is the controversy with Mario Kart 8's DLC, is that they bring all these phone game tracks to the Switch, which is known for its graphical abilities. No. Its graphical
Uh,
prowess.
I
Yeah,
mean, compared to the older Nintendo system, sure.
yeah. It's the Game Boy Color. Yeah, it's interesting to me just because I know which level you're talking about because I did play Mario Kart Tour.
Yeah.
It is a gotcha game. It is not that great. It is fun to just have in the background and be like, oh, I just got another character. I got Funky Mode. I got Funky Kong in a Mario Kart game. It's great. Um, but yeah, it sounds like it did it justice. The Japanese level in Mario Kart Tour is really good. So yeah, I'm later today. I actually am set to play a couple of those tracks. I was gonna play them before the podcast. I just didn't get to it, and I'm I don't know what I'm just super skeptical about them just porting these phone tracks onto the console. But it seems like they add different elements to them. Like the multiple paths is I don't think that's a thing on Mario Kart Tour. Mario
Yeah,
Kart
there's like
Tour
three
is
separate areas to go through.
Yeah, Mario Kart Tour. I think they mix up the tracks because they don't all seem the same, but they're like in the same area. Like they have multiple. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that they'll have like a couple Japan ones, and they'll be a little bit different. And it sounds like they combine them into one
Oh,
in
maybe.
uh in the uh in the Switch version, and that can be great. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but 48 tracks, dude.
It's a
That's
lot.
so it's a lot.
I'm waiting for more N64 tracks. I want me some Snow Frap Land or like what else is there that hasn't been on there?
We have
Uh
the
DK
the
Jungle
highway one.
Parkway. DK Jungle Parkway would be sick with the boat going through.
Oh man, that.
The 64 was like the one I haven't played, so
Oh,
Oh really?
interesting.
Uh,
yeah, I've played most of the other ones, except for like a lot of the handheld ones. But
yeah.
yeah, I played the SNES, I played Double Dash, I played Wii. Um, that was mostly it. Weirdly, like not so much N64. I kind of missed that era
I played a
for the
bunch
Uh,
of
most part.
that, but we were more interested in like GoldenEye than Mario
Oh yeah,
Kart. It was always
oh, yeah.
there at the party.
Everybody loved N64. I just missed the era, which sucked. My parents were like, "You already have a game system," because I had the Super, and they couldn't
Yeah,
really afford much. And then
yeah.
once things suddenly changed around, they got me an N64, and a few months later, the GameCube came out, and they got
Oh
me that.
man, I
So I had about 8 9 months where the N64 was the latest console that I owned.
dang.
and
That's
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 actually
very
where
interesting.
all my games went. Like I feel like my parents were like that. In the sense of like we just got you the N64, we're not getting you a GameCube. So we sold everything to Blockbuster or something and got ourselves one of the stores. We sold all of it to Blockbuster or something and we got a GameCube. And that is probably the saddest and I don't know if it was the best or worst decision of my life because like we got a GameCube and we got Smash Brothers, and Smash Brothers Melee is if I needed to play one game forever, that like obviously the new ones um have been better, but like it's just so replayable.
Oh, it's great. But trying to play it in tournaments, it's tough, especially since Nintendo really hates the competitive Melee scene. They
Yeah, seriously,
really hate. They
they really hate
really
it.
go out of their way to kill the competitive Melee scene. It's not going to work. The players are way too dedicated, but
Yeah, I mean
Nintendo really hates those guys.
yeah, you can't get rid of the competitive Melee scene. I mean, the competitive Melee scene kind of reminds me of the competitive Fortnite scene where it just like in the new Smash Brothers, I'm on the same plane as most people, but there are these weird inputs with wave dashing that I feel like I would not be able to do on Melee that in the competitive scene would just rule me out, which is like the weird inputs you have to do to build up in Fortnite super quickly. Is this making any sense? That like there's a
Oh yeah,
ceiling that just starts there. Well, in the new game in Smash Brothers, someone can just play as Jigglypuff and have absurd priority that makes no sense, um,
yeah. You
and be
just got to
fine.
master your neutral game and really get the combo game down in the new ones. Whereas, yeah, wave dash is a huge thing in Melee.
Yeah,
I'm not good, but I hung out with the communities, the local communities, for a few years. So yeah, I know a little bit. There's also only like maybe 5 or 6 viable characters in Melee. I mean, you got
yeah,
Fox, you got Marth, you got Puff's okay, I guess, but you got like Link, Falco, um, Captain Falcon. There's like a handful of guys that are halfway decent, but most of them, like, you're not going to be competitively viable
yeah.
in the Melee scene. You really have a very limited number of options if you want to actually be good.
It's very interesting, because I used to play as Bowser most of the time, and Bowser is the lowest tier. Like,
He's better than Pichu.
is he?
Yeah, Pichu is like worst
Oh wow.
garbage in Melee. He
Okay.
got buffed like crazy in Ultimate, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, Pichu is the worst.
Oh
But yeah,
wow.
Bowser's probably not too far behind.
Yeah. And by the way, we did a poll in the chat. Uh, which cup is your favorite cup? In I assume is this are these which cup is your favorite cup? Golden Dash Cup or Lucky? Is it just Lucky Cap Cup? Was it? Do we have more options there? I guess I missed that, but it was 50-50. Um, yeah. I mean, uh, with these tracks, I was going. So, Skew Squad said 48 tracks for that price for DLC is actually very good. 48 anything for DLC, like 48 units of anything. Don't give me any of that. Like we're gonna have in Pokemon, we're gonna have the Pokemon follow you, follow behind you, or what else was it? Some evolutions were locked to DLC or something. The Gigantamax, um, the
Um,
Dynamax things for the starters were locked to the DLC. Don't give me that. 48 of any substantial unit of a game, 48 characters, 48 tracks, 48 levels. That's substantial for DLC. I don't care if it's a phone game. Well, I don't care if it's phone tracks, right? The fact that they're giving you sheer mass of tracks, that's
well,
so
so
cool.
it is. Although to be fair to Sword and Shield, they give you a lot more than just that for the for the DLC.
Yeah, they
Like
do. They do.
you get Urshifu, which is one of the better Pokemon. Um,
Yeah, you get like
uh,
a mini game in it, which is
yeah,
true.
you get the Crown Tundra. I haven't like I've been playing a lot of Shield lately. I've done all of Isle of Armor, so I've seen
Okay.
that part of the DLC. The Crown Tundra I haven't touched it, but I've watched some other streamers and there's a lot with Crown Tundra that gives so much content.
I
Um,
played hours and hours and hours of specifically that random roguelike mini game. I don't know what else to call it in uh Pokemon's Crown Tundra DLC, where you go into the cave and you hunt shinies and legendaries. It is
yeah,
randomly fun. I didn't do anything else in the DLC, but
yeah,
this
I that
random like mini game.
yeah, that's something a lot of people have been doing, like hunting shinies and legendaries in Crown Tundra. I haven't done that yet, but
It's so much
that's
fun. Look forward
that's
to it.
something
Yeah.
that's yeah, that's something that I'm probably going to start doing here very shortly.
Yeah.
Um, I've done
I always
basically
find,
everything else
I always find my shinies by accident.
for the most part, except for that just doesn't happen. Like the only shinies I've ever actually found were like the shiny Gyarados,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Shiny
I found
Ponyta.
red. Yeah, I found red Gyarados in the Lake of Rage. That's not exactly that hard to do, but thing is, you have to run into them for in order to progress the story. But
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Not like
Yeah.
the shiny Ponyta on Arceus, you're gonna get it anyway.
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't
It's
played Arceus yet.
oh, you got to play Arceus. It is both the best and slightly painful adventure. I hope you like visual novels.
Gosh, I'm planning on playing it sometime after like Brilliant Diamond and not well, just Shining Pearl.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Which fun. And when you were talking about like reskins, Diamond apparently Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond were literally just reskins
Yeah.
of Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
Small. I saw a small end clip where he was literally talking about they literally just copy pasted the code from
Really? Could
Diamond
you
and
send me
Pearl.
that?
Yeah, they literally just copy pasted the code and then
That's
like
amazing.
reskinned it and then
Yeah.
obviously changed up the underground to
Yeah.
like
Well,
the better underground with all the other with all the new stuff. But
I've
yeah, it's literally copy pasted. That's why mods for Diamond and Pearl and Platinum like just work on Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
That's so funny. I've really got to see this. As a programmer, I'm super curious of how they actually did that. And a small question to chat while we have this. Uh, I'm curious to hear if you were to have DLC for any game, any current game, I guess, any game that could possibly get DLC, which what would it be? And so we can so answer in chat and we will bring it into the show here. Yeah, Diamond and Pearl. It looked not great, and then they did a visual update, and people changed their minds. I don't mind them. I didn't mind Diamond and Pearl's remakes. I didn't play much of them because I did a Nuzlocke of Platinum, which is Diamond and Pearl's third game,
Yeah,
like a couple months before it. So I was like, I'm just playing Pokemon again. And it's not like, you know, a new Pokemon game comes out and you're really playing Pokemon again. No, this is the actual same game I'm playing again.
yeah. Like I said, they literally copy pasted it.
Yeah.
Mods for Diamond and Pearl like literally just work. You can literally just port them over to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. It's kind of crazy. At least that's what
Yeah.
Smallmount was saying. So
Yeah. It's it's super interesting in comparison to something like um Let's Go. I appreciate that approach more.
yeah, Let's Go
I don't
Eevee
know.
is well, we were talking about the hardest Pokemon game. Let's Go Eevee is probably the easiest Pokemon game. Like
No,
specifically Eevee, because Pikachu's a little harder.
no,
But
I think Pokemon Dash you don't even have to press the controller.
okay, mainline Pokemon
Sure,
game, main
yeah,
series Pokemon games,
definitely.
main series Pokemon games, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, hands down. That Eevee is so busted.
Oh yeah,
Like Bubbly Bubble, it's like the dumbest name ever. Or no, Bouncy Bubble, Bouncy Bubble.
Bouncy
That's what it
Bubble.
was.
Bubbly
That's
bubble.
yeah, yeah. But
It.
Bouncy Bubble is like it's such a dumb name, but it is like the most broken game in all of Pokemon.
Oh
Like
man.
90 base power, special move, 100% accurate, um, and it heals half the damage it deals. It's
Yeah.
it's so broken.
I mean, it's made for kids, and it is one of those things where hopefully it doesn't break everything for kids. Like the illusion of this game is really holding your hand through it because you'll you, your Pokemon will get close to fainting, and I believe in that game they will just be like, "No, he toughed it out for you."
Yeah,
It's literally a
they
nudge
moved
from
that.
the developer, like, "We
That's in
got
the
you."
newer games. That's in all of Gen 8 now
Oh
too.
no,
So
yeah.
like in Sword and Shield and I think Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl have it too.
Oh really?
Well, maybe I'm not sure if they do, but Sword and Shield definitely do. Although I don't think it's as prevalent.
It is kind of
Like,
nice in a way of like a random chance for it to happen, but it feels like sometimes some of the games make it something you
yeah,
can almost rely on, and
yeah,
that's yeah.
it happened pretty frequently in Let's Go, whereas it wasn't super common in Sword and Shield. It was every now and then
Yeah.
you'd have it happen, but in Let's Go, it's like constantly. I
Oh
think it was
no.
like a 50 or like 67% chance. Like the odds of it were so ridiculously high. Um,
Insane.
and then like you got poisoned. Okay, well, give it a few turns and your Pokemon will shrug it off because
Yes. Well, poison
the,
poison always was kind of annoying. I don't know. It the fact that you would walk around and it would hit you. It was immersive. It was immersive. Um but I kind of like that at some point it goes away.
yeah, well, it's starting in what was it, Gen 4 or 5, it goes away when your Pokemon's about to faint. It's like,
I
oh yeah, he has 1 HP left. Okay, no more poison. It's cured.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
They started that in like Gen 4 or 5, but the first 3 gens, yeah.
I I think they
You could actually black out from poison.
you'll see in Arceus they even redid the statuses a little bit. It'll be very interesting.
Oh yeah, they did.
It's weird. It's weird when they change the statuses.
And also the function of certain moves like spike.
Yeah, there are some moves there. Uh, is it like rest or yawn? Like all the sleep is different. Sleep is no longer like sleep. It's like dozing. It's I don't know.
It's
It,
like
Gotcha. I've
half
heard a
sleep.
little bit about that. Yeah. I've heard they were working on doing something with that and something with like I heard something about freeze changing too or something, which
I haven't
would
gotten frozen in the game yet. I haven't seen
yeah,
that yet.
frozen. Any of the ones where it permanently stops the Pokemon don't permanently stop the Pokemon, and
well,
that's
that's
the
good.
interesting. That's sleep and that's not paralysis. Sleep and frozen.
Although Frozen was permanent back
It
in
was
Gen 1
pretty, yeah, because
too.
it was like super rare, but it was more permanent, right?
Yeah, well, in Gen 1, the only way, like, it was rare, but Gen 1 was so bad because Gen 1, literally the only way to freeze yourself was either use an item
Yeah.
to fix it, um, or to have the opponent Pokemon use a fire type move on you.
Oh yeah, okay,
That
because
was
I was
it.
like, you could get
Other than
thawed.
that, it would last forever. You would stay frozen and you would never
I
unthaw
did
in
not
Gen
know
1.
that. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
In
Frozen's
Gen
really bad.
Yeah, and Gen 2, they changed it a little. You wouldn't ever dethaw, but Ho-Oh had a move, Sacred Fire, and
Yeah.
if he got frozen, he could use Sacred Fire to
Really?
unfreeze himself. Yeah, Sacred Fire
Wow.
has a special property of it can be used while frozen, and it will make you not frozen
That's
anymore.
so interesting.
That's a special thing with Sacred Fire on Ho-Oh. Um,
I love those
I think there's a
details.
few other moves that have it now, but in Gen 2 it was just Sacred Fire.
But- and
Gen
I
3 was kind of a pain too.
Yeah. It wasn't until like I think later gens. I'm not even sure when they changed it so Frozen would wear off after 5 turns or something. But yeah, it was permanent. Like it would be on forever. Like if you were frozen, like they could just hit you for
yeah,
turns and turns and turns, and you
it
could
seemed
literally
like it
do
went on
nothing.
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, Gen 1 and 2 it was forever.
Yeah. Gen 1 they didn't know it was going to be so big, so they had it broken. I guess just quickly to catch up on chat, uh they Skew Squad said that they are waiting for the DLC, the Sunbreak Monster Hunter Rise DLC. Which I don't know if you guys play Monster Hunter. I think it's something that's super big in Japan and is decently big out here. Um, but
It's
I
it's definitely fairly big. I haven't touched it, but my best friend is obsessed with that game. That's
I
like
yeah.
his favorite game.
I know it's the type of thing where if I actually understood how to play it, because I played Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate or whatever for the 3DS. If I had friends that were playing it it would be like Minecraft. I'd just never leave, because there's so much. It's so much investment. Like we're gonna take down this big old beast together, and and scavenge stuff. We're gonna use it to craft other things, and I don't understand how to even play the game yet. Um, so I'm kind of happy about that because there'd be so many hours sunk in. But I hear it's still amazing. And Isnib said, even though I haven't played it yet, Elden Ring is for DLC. Elden Ring is for sure gonna have DLC. There's no way.
I can't wait.
Actually, I don't know. Right? It's R. Martin has to approve on it. So,
I'm excited. I want more bosses, more
oh
cool
man,
weapons and stuff, more spells for
more
my guy.
PS2 GUIs. I just like noticed that all the Dark Souls games they look like because everything has to look fantasy and fantasy inherently looks kind of handmade, which makes it end up looking a little bit less polished, right? It's not a modern looking thing, and then it just like to me, I'm like, okay, this is like PS2 or I don't know any PS2 fantasy RPG. The UI, I don't know. I'm probably wrong about that. But that's cool too. Uh, yeah.
I don't know. I haven't
So
really played much of Elden Ring, so
yeah, I mean, I haven't played much. I've only seen uh, you know, it here and there. I saw a bit of Trouz's stream playing it. I think right. Go to
I'm playing
Trouz's
it a lot.
stream and watch Elden Ring. It's fun.
I've been playing it a lot, and we'll probably still be playing it a lot for quite a while.
Oh
Love
yeah.
it.
yeah.
Yep. No,
My
please.
claim on that series is that I've never died because I've never played it.
Yes, yes. I have an impeccable record in Dark Souls 2 and on because I yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only way to never die because at least at any game in that series, because
Yeah, it's part of it, right?
like anybody when they're first playing is gonna die. I don't think that like there's no way to get the skill required to not die in that game without playing and dying a few times.
Yeah. I know I've lost lives in my fair share of Hollow Knight playthroughs, which brings me, you know what? I actually would love to talk about that type of thing. They do these Steel Heart in Hollow Knight. They have like a Steel Heart mode or something like that, where you have one life, beat the game, the entire game, and I don't understand how people do that. I've always
That's
wanted to do it to try it once, and I'll end up losing at some point. But in Metroid, they have a single in Metroid Dread's DLC that's coming out or is already out.
It's
They have
out, I think.
a single hit.
Yeah,
yeah,
they
that's
got
crazy.
Like
they got that,
what?
and then they also have like this like super easy mode that came out at the same time.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
have
yeah.
two new modes. One mode where we're gonna pretty much hold your hand, and there's no way you can possibly lose. And the other one, if you get hit once, it's game over.
Yeah, exactly. They are not ones for like moderation.
Yeah. The two new modes, they went complete opposite ends of the extremes. They're like, yeah, super easy. You'd have like
I really want to see
someone
someone
who
pull that off though. I want to see something that's not a tool assisted run of Metroid pull off not getting hit once. I don't know.
I suspect it's been done. I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people are working on the hitless Dark Souls or not Elden Ring because I know that's a thing like that people try to do. They try and do hitless every single game in the scroll in
Oh
the series.
no. Oh no.
Uh,
That's
so now
tough.
that Elden Ring's out, there's definitely people that are going to be working on beating that hit list. And then once people start beating it hitless, they're going to start doing ones where they have to beat all of them. You know, Dark Souls 1 through 3,
Yeah.
Bloodborne, Sekiro, like all of them, Elden Ring, all of them in a row, no hits. If you get hit once, you have to start the whole thing over again with every
This
game.
is I don't have that devotion to anything in my life.
I
I
think
would
someone
literally
did
There's
that for Breath of the Wild once, and that was like like a month endeavor.
Yeah, there's only a few people that do that, but it's
Yeah,
considered one of like the hardest challenges out there is beating every single game in that series without it taking a hit. And
I
then
can't.
they take it farther. Once someone does that, they're going to try and they try and go for without leveling up.
Oh my, I just I don't know. Even the stuff like watching Markiplier do the runs of Five Nights at Freddy's on like the highest difficulty, where you just automatically lose. It's like a disaster of a roguelike because there's a lot of RNG where you just automatically lose. I don't understand how these people do this. I don't know.
This crazy self-imposed challenges.
Yeah, masochists. I don't know.
I did that with Mario 64 and not grabbing as many coins as I could.
Yeah, that's a fun one. I like the small challenges, like a Nuzlocke.
It's
It's
tough.
hard, but it's not impossible. Like there are things you can do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even Nuzlocks, I'm scared to try just because I don't like the idea of a run just dying. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I prefer like a challenge that if I just keep going at it, I'll eventually figure it out.
Yeah.
Um,
Hard resetting sucks.
yeah, that's why I'm not too. I'm very scared to try an Nuzlocke.
No, you should do it. I don't know.
All kind of works in the
Yeah.
speedrunning sense too, because when I speedrun, when you get to a certain point and then it dies like kind of close to the end, you have to reset to the beginning. Like, damn it.
Yeah,
So I know that feeling well.
I don't have.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
done that I've done that a little with speedrunning. I don't have a ton of experience, but Super Mario World I've sped run slightly.
Cool.
I'm on the leaderboard. It's like
That's cool.
Yeah.
11:27 was where I placed last I checked. It's
Look, you're
probably
on the
higher now.
leaderboard. I am not.
Yeah.
I do the conquer runs, conquer live and reloaded.
Oh man. I don't even have a copy of Conquer Live and Reloaded.
Digital download on the Xbox Marketplace for $10.
I actually might actually have had that from Xbox Live's like free game of the month. So there
Yeah,
is a
that was
chance. I think
that did come out last year, I think.
yeah. There's a chance I do have that. But I
Yeah.
like there was a time where they were doing buy two get one free on at GameStop, and I was like, I would just want to I just want to have extra bar mitzvah money and just throw it all into 3 copies of Conquer 64. You know? Like, uh, that game. That game. Uh, I assume it's like $100 right now. Well, it was like $100. I have no idea what it could be worth right now. Just a copy of Conquer 64. Even Live and Reloaded's probably expensive.
Yeah, for the original copies for sure. Like Bad Fur Day is on Rare Replay, which is nice. And
Right,
that's
it
very
is. Is it actually
accessible.
on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's pretty accessible now for Xbox players.
So then I do have a
Um
copy of it.
yeah, it's just not the cartridge, which would be nice to have, but
I mean, it's a
yeah,
disc. It's a disc that has both Gears of War 4 and Rare Replay.
that's an interesting pack.
Yeah, it was. I just kind of had to do it. It was at GameStop. They had it was like $5 or $2.50 for Rare Replay, or you could just get the same for the same price Rare Replay plus one of the Gears of War games. And I'm like, you already have the entirety of like 20 years of Rare in there. Why? What is this one game going to give you? One extra game going to give you?
Random shoe in of a game.
Yeah. Uh,
But yeah, it's pretty accessible. I'd say if anyone would like to try it out, I'd say do so, but just be warned, it's kind of rough. Casually, it's kind of tough for the original one at least, but Live and Reload, it's a lot more accessible in terms of like its movement and whatnot.
they didn't add any content to it, right? Like they added a multiplayer mode from what I remember, and that was it.
They took away content and added up. Like added upon the war aspect of the multiplayer.
Yeah,
So they took away like the caveman versus the T-Rex minigame. They took away the heist minigame. They took away the
but not the
tank shooting
poo.
minigame. And the what?
But not the giant mound of poo.
Oh, he's not multiplayer. He's story, but he's in there. Yeah.
Oh wait, there was in Bad Fur Day. There was multiplayer?
Yeah.
What? I guess they already had the engine because it's all built. It's all Donkey Kong 64 had it. Banjo Tooie had multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's
They had
super weird.
War was essentially just like the DK64 arenas, but you're killing each other as squirrels and teddy bears.
Yeah.
And then they
Um.
had the other ones, like other variations of heist. You had to steal money bags as weasels and take it back to your vault while the other weasel's trying to baseball bat you.
Oh my gosh, that's so
There's a
funny.
lot of fun ones, but they took away all the fun ones and just focused on the war one
Yeah.
and made it all Xbox Live. And like, it's cool. I like it, but I kind of
Right.
wish we still got those original,
Yeah.
multiplayer games.
So interesting. And are you guys familiar with what they ended up doing with Conquer?
Yeah, I'm familiar with this.
You're familiar with um yeah, Mitch, do you know it? They
I'm
first
not familiar with Conquer. No.
they was it Dream? No, I mean
Project
Dreams.
Dream.
Yeah, it
No,
was
not
like
Project Dream.
because Dreams is the
I think I know what
thing,
you're talking about.
but it might be Project Dream. Dreams
No,
is the
Spark.
PlayStation one.
Spark.
Spark.
Yes.
Yeah, where it's like make your own game because we're sure not gonna do anything with the Conquer IP. And they
Yeah,
had like a demo level of Conquer.
it was supposed to be 5 episodes worth,
It was one,
but
wasn't it?
yeah, they felt so hard they just didn't bother. Like my speedrunner friends have sped run it, a couple of them, and they do it in like 7 minutes, and it's so rough looking. Like I don't know how they play it. Like
Yeah. And
this,
um then there's they put Conquer with the HoloLens.
yeah, that abomination of a. He looked so bad. I
Yeah.
was disappointed beyond belief when I saw that for the first time when it got announced in like what 2014 or
Yeah,
whatever.
a redesign of Conquer the Squirrel. It is it's as bad as Conquer's Game Boy game. It's really bad.
Pocket Tales.
Pocket Tales. Yeah.
I've never played it, but I heard it's rough.
I played it. I'm pretty sad about that. I didn't buy it. Um, I did play a little bit of it though.
I'm still awaiting the prototype of the 64 game they were making before they changed it to Bad Fur.
Oh yeah, to set 12
12
Tails or
Tails.
something.
I
Yeah,
would love to see the prototype because it looked pretty like close to being, like a full product.
yeah,
And do you know how they released that early version of like Star Fox Adventures
yeah. Dinosaur
for the
Planet.
64? I would love to see that be released in the future because, oh man, and the demo for it or whatever to play it, that would be a
So,
dream.
so Mitch, are you familiar with all this stuff? Basically, there's all these demo versions of these games because Star Fox Adventures was Dinosaur Planet.
Gotcha. I've heard of Star Fox. I missed a lot of the N64 era stuff, so I haven't really played Star Fox at all.
Star Fox Adventures is okay. It's a it is a very not so cleverly disguised Zelda game on the GameCube featuring dinosaur pirates because I mean, I'll send you my article at some point that Rare is obsessed with pirates. But yeah, it was about someone on a dinosaur planet and then Miyamoto, I believe, was the one who was like, "This is Star Fox now." This is
Wow. I was gonna argue on Rare being obsessed with pirates with Donkey Kong Country, but then I'm like, wait, K. Rool's a pirate.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
get me down this. I have a like 6-page article
Sea of
up
Thieves
for my
is all
blog.
pirates.
Sea of Thieves has the pirate that they did.
Oh, I got a rare shirt
Um,
right now.
oh yeah, you're
Nice.
wearing a rare shirt. Sea of
Yeah.
Thieves has the pirate that they used for their first games when they were not even rare. I will send you the draft of the article. Like, it is absurd. Donkey Kong, Banjo, Ukulele, which is a offshoot of Rare. It's ex Rare employees. It starts off on a pirate ship for some reason.
Yeah.
Star Fox Adventures.
There's a
Yeah.
little bit of pirate in every
In
single rare game
every
you can do.
well, in every one that it fits into. There's not in Perfect Dark.
Maybe not Killer Instinct or Battletoads.
So you're wrong. Killer Instinct has a pirate ship level in number 2,
Oh, you're right. Spinal.
and Spinal is a pirate.
I can't believe I forgot that he's my favorite character.
Yes. So I mean, I'll get into it. I mean, I just have so much on this. So,
Yeah,
um,
Donkey Kong is, as I think about Donkey Kong's got even more than just K. Rool being a pirate. Like there's so many pirate themed levels in the Donkey Kong games.
see now you
Yeah.
guys are going down the thought process I had like 2 weeks ago when I was like, huh, Sea of Thieves, that's pirates. Donkey Kong, that's pirates. Rare,
Yeah,
they
like
seem to like
DK.
pirates. Yeah,
I
it's a
mean, to
rabbit hole.
access the bonus stages in DKC2, you have to take a cannonball and put it into a cannon. That
Well,
Yeah.
seems pretty pirate themed to me.
The first area is all the pirate ships sinking. Then there's pirate ships in lava in the next world, and then there's pirate ships in the swamp in the next world.
yeah, so DKC is fascinating. I guess we're going down this. For anyone who has seen me on my stream go on this rant, I apologize. We're going back into it. Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong was known for throwing barrels. That's the end of it. Maybe there's a skyscraper. It was very low graphically. Like it is, like you had
Yeah.
Jumpman and you had Donkey Kong. He kidnaps people and he throws barrels. That's all he's known for. Then Rare comes along and is like pirates, and it doesn't make sense.
World building.
Yeah. They're like, now Donkey Kong is on an island, and there's this pirate ship, and it will just get closer to you the more you get to the end of Donkey Kong Country, and it'll be cool. Don't think about it. We're British, and and then
That explains it. I mean, the Brits do have a thing for pirates.
wait,
Yeah.
yeah, and then get this, Donkey Kong Country 2 comes along, because Donkey Kong Country only had pirates for that bit of it. It was just King K. Rool was on a pirate ship, and there were a little bit of cannonballs that like fell on you, and it was a pirate ship that came closer during Donkey Kong Country, right? If you the more worlds you did, it came closer and closer and closer to you. Donkey Kong Country 2 comes along, and Rareware says, "Hold my beer." It starts off on a
Hold me
pirate.
tankard.
Yeah,
Hold me tankard.
yeah. You've got King K. Rool is now in full pirate attire. Your Kremlings, what is a Kremling, now have peg legs.
Yeah.
They've been amputated. You start off on a pirate ship. Like everything is now pirate themed. Everything in Donkey Kong Country 2 is pirate themed. It just like, yeah, it's just an interesting evolution.
Probably
Yeah.
why I love pirates so much myself, and monkeys. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Monkeys are associated with pirates, but not in that way. Right? It's so weird. So weird.
Yeah. Yeah, they really did add a lot of pirate stuff in DKC2. It's pretty heavy pirates. Like they even added like treasure chests. That wasn't in the original Donkey Kong.
Yeah, no, Donkey Kong Country 2, they went full pirates. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready for another?
Unapologetically pirates.
Literally, but it worked, right? Because they're already doing it.
Yeah.
Like they're already doing
Yeah.
it. It was just like a mix of themes. You want to know a weird piece of Rare trivia? They did Sid Meier's Pirates for the NES. They did
Oh,
the
wow.
port for Sid Meier's Pirates for the NES.
They wanted that.
They wanted
that.
pirates. They just yeah. They have a lot of games that they've made, right? And this is a subsection of them. But when every Donkey Kong, every N64 game they put out that is not a shooter, has a pirate thing in it, like gotta
Conquer
think about
doesn't,
that.
I don't think.
Which okay, give me a game, I'll tell you.
Conquer.
Yeah, Conquer doesn't really. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only one that was one of their popular N64
Which
ones. I
is
probably didn't.
which is weird to me because Conquer did theming was Conquer's whole gimmick. Gimmicks were Conquer's
That would have been
gimmicks.
cool to see an extra like world in there with just pirates. That would have been nice. I think that would have been cool.
There's a Coliseum level in 12 Tales. And I will have to check on the beta stuff for 12 Tales, because if I see a pirates, I will laugh really hard. Um, but yeah, Donkey Kong 64 has the galleon from Donkey Kong Country 1. Banjo Kazooie has, of course, an entire pirate level. Donkey Kong Country, sorry, I said Banjo Kazooie, right? Banjo Kazooie 2 has the pirate, has the
Jolly Roger
pirate.
Bay.
Banjo Kazooie 2 has the pirate that the original game, the second iteration of Banjo Kazooie. Let me just clear this up. Banjo Kazooie Banjo Kazooie was originally a fantasy game. It was turned into a pirate game, and then it was turned into Banjo Kazooie. The original villain of that game appears and is a pirate in Banjo Kazooie 2, drunk in a tavern, and you talk to him, and he's like, "You stole my game. I was
Yeah,
supposed to be the lead. I was supposed to be this." Yeah,
I always wondered when I was a kid why there was a human pirate like
yeah.
in this world, and he was just drunk and sad.
Ikum
But
bokum.
further context, you're like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
To me and not many other people. Yeah. So I recently started a blog, and you will find a complete write up of all of these very stupid references to pirates, and there's more of them in there. It's just so fascinating how deep it goes, and the fact that Rare split. Well, I haven't done the research to tell which people stayed and which people left, but Sea of Thieves has pirates, and then Ukulele has pirates. So it's now two companies that are obsessed with pirates. They have they have split. It's like a hydra. Yeah.
There's not many of the old school uh developers there. One of them that's still around is Robin Beanland, the musician. He still works. He does the hurdy-gurdy the instrument pirates use live for the music.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's really cool. He's still kicking. He did some of the Donkey Kong Country 2 tracks.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
DKC2 has so many pirate tracks. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he's still around.
we got a raid while I wasn't paying as much attention. I apologize. Welcome everyone.
Hello.
EBC and crew. Trouz is on. I'm like seeing you in the chat, but so I don't know who to welcome. Short and sweet, Legion, and the rest of the crew. Welcome. Just to bring you up to date, we are talking about pirates now because that's where we're at. We're talking about pirates and Rare. Oh, Slight was there too, and Ingle. Yes. Uh, yeah. So look forward to that write up, and let me know if you find pirates in the rest of their games. So I feel like maybe because I'm like I don't want to go on forever about pirates and bore everyone. So, we've got a couple other topics on here, and if you guys have questions in chat, let us know. We will discuss um, whatever it is that's on your mind about the recent news. I think either the Ukraine bundles or the Tekken TV show or the Wii shop channel being down. These are all viable topics for us to talk about. How about the Ukraine bundle? Isn't that crazy? The I swear I saw this all this insanity going on in Ukraine, and just I don't know why my brain is so ruined in this way. I was like, itch.io is totally going to do this. They're totally going to do a sale, and surely enough, they did. Like like they did with the Black Lives Matter protests, and that bundle was insane. There's so many great games to play for $10. It's the value is insanity. I don't know. What do you guys think of these this assortment?
It was a deal too good to pass up that I gave away 6 gig bundles to people.
That's right. You gave away
And
bundles to people.
I bought it for myself twice over.
Yeah.
And I haven't tried them all yet out yet, but I plan to like go through them pretty soon.
Yeah, I've tried some of the obscure. I've tried looking at some of the obscure pieces of content from the original bundle, like the Black Lives Matter bundle, and there's like fonts in there. There's packs of assets for
Oh
game
yeah,
development. I think
yeah
I've
they
used them. I don't know. Like it's fairly useful.
Yeah, they have a couple of that in this bundle, right?
Yeah, it's just everything. There's like Jews conquer goblins for Hanukkah or something. Jews save Hanukkah from the goblins. Like
That sounds
what are these
interesting.
games? What is our standard of games on this bundle? I I
Yeah.
I guess that's our next stream. Jews save goblins from Jews save Hanukkah from the goblins. Like what could that possibly be? But Celeste is on there. Skatebird is on there. Baba is You, which is a game that has
Oh
always
yeah.
been on my list. Um,
If I make a recommendation on the list that I always recommend is
yes.
Hypnagogia Boundless Dreams.
Oh, I don't know this one.
This one is, oh man, it's hit me on another level. It's in my top 5 games of all time right now. I just learned of it last year at November, I think,
Yeah.
and it's so
Is that the trippy
good.
one?
Huh?
Is that a trippy game that you told me about before?
It's like a psychedelic
Yeah,
adventure through
I
dreams and
think you
nightmares.
spoke about it on the last podcast you were on.
Oh, I did, huh? That's yeah. Well, it's that good. I keep talking about it.
Yeah, that's great. I now that I have a PC that will actually handle these things, maybe I'll actually get on it. Mitch, did you get on that bundle? It's insane.
I have not done PC gaming in ages.
Yeah.
Like I haven't touched it in like when I first got my first decent laptop years ago, which my new computer has the same hard drives from. So
Yeah.
it's sort of the same computer, although everything else is different. So
It's
it's
got the
not.
same
Um,
brain.
but I played like Skyrim and that way back in the day, but
Yeah.
back when Skyrim was new. But I haven't touched PC gaming since then, so I can't remember my Steam password, and I haven't taken the
Uh,
time to reset it and figure it out. So I've just kind of been like, eh.
Yeah,
But
I hear
yeah,
that.
I've been sticking to console, I've been sticking to Switch, been sticking to
I
GameCube, N64, all that good fun stuff.
I'm the exact opposite. I'm like I'm on I I I I realize it's a bad idea, but I'm like I'm on PlayStation Plus and Game Pass and like just trying to snag all those games while they're like free for that week. Like Amazon Prime has a games every month. Um, Epic Game Store has free games every month. And I'm like, at some point, I'm going to play. I'm going to want to play one of these games that's absurdly good, and I will have had it for free. Like they gave away uh, Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, great, now I have it in my library. If I ever need to play it, like it's there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad way to do things. I don't know. I tend to not play too many games. I just tend to complete the ones that I have. So
You have a more efficient and better way of doing things. I really at some point have to get to that giant stack of games behind me.
My
yeah,
backlog's now reached over 1,000 because of that bundle.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah. My backlog's like 4, and I consider that a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like, okay, right now I've cut my streaming down to like the podcast and 2 days a week of stuff. It's like, okay, I'm gonna play Mario Party and Minecraft. I have towers of games behind me to go through.
The gamer
Yeah,
curse. Mini games.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've got Shining Pearl, and then I that's the only. I guess that's the only game I haven't played yet that I own that I need to play on stream.
Yeah.
So
Shining Pearl. Didn't you say you started it?
I haven't started Shining Pearl. I've been playing Shield.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I started Shield like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Even like I'd never played Shield before. I just started for the first time 2 weeks ago,
Cool.
which a little bit late to the party, but
Yeah. No, I mean it doesn't matter. It's a Pokemon game.
yeah, it's
The
still quite popular too.
that yeah, that is interesting. I kind of want to go back to it instead of Brilliant Diamond. That's
Um,
different.
I think it's because the competitive is apparently Sword and Shield.
Oh yeah,
Um, so there's a lot of people playing it to like build competitive teams and whatnot.
interesting.
Uh,
Interesting.
Yeah, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is not the competitive meta. It's all, and Arceus is definitely not.
Yeah,
That's
definitely
Yeah,
not because it doesn't have multiplayer.
yeah, and
right.
it's not like, I mean, it's a Pokemon game, but it's not like a true main series game. So it's not from what I understand of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, Sword and Shield is like that. That's where the meta is. So people are still playing it. It'll probably it'll probably stop when Gen 9 comes out, but
Yeah. Um. Okay. The I was just making sure that some a theory I had was actually correct about Tekken, and it is. Um. With Sword and Shield. Sorry, I spaced out for like a half a second. Tekken. I was going to move to Tekken, but do we have anything else we want to talk about on Sword and Shield or Pokemon?
I think I'm good.
yeah, I'm
Probably.
good. I've been bringing it to Pokemon a lot, mostly because I've just been playing it
Yeah, you've been
so
playing
much
it.
lately.
That's there's no issue with that. Like honestly, it ends up being probably the most talked about thing on the podcast. Um, regardless of you, I would probably have done that myself. Tekken holds the Guinness World Record for longest running fighting. Sorry, it's longest running story. I think.
Oh,
Uh, Longest running video game storyline without any substantial development gaps or reboots. And I bring that up because the story was going to be that they're making a TV show, which is weird to me because where do you put the TV show? Tekken is like it's literally been one story since the first Tekken. Isn't that
mm,
weird?
it is a little weird. I mean, you would think, I don't know, like it kind of reminds me of the Halo TV series that's coming out soon. That it's not
Yeah.
going to be canon. It's going to be its own thing, but people are going to want it to be canon. You know, 'cause I think it'd be a similar thing with Tekken. It's like people are going to want to try to fit this in somewhere, and where would it?
Well,
Maybe they
because
just copy the story from the games and
yeah, but then where do you start? It's like 30 years of games. Not 30
start with
years. It's like 20 years of games.
start with the first one and
But
work
then
your way forward.
But like
I
Kazuya is in Smash, and he's not the one from he wasn't like the main character in the first game, right? It was like
Kazuya,
yeah, right?
yeah, he's the main guy. Then there's Jin, who's his son. That's becomes more of a main character later.
Oh, I thought Jin was like the main character. I guess that's
He's the main character, I think, in 3 or 4.
so that's where I was playing. Yeah, we all played Tekken. Well, I was gonna say it became the most popular in Tekken 3. So that's why I thought that
yeah,
because Tekken 3 was Jin, and so I was like, why is it not Jin?
Yeah,
But that is interesting. That's Kazuya. It's Kazuya in one.
yeah, he's in all of them.
Wow. Yeah. So I
I
guess you.
oh,
loved Tekken up until I think 4 is when I stopped playing, but I played it so much I unlocked every character and knew how to beat Heihachi pretty fast. Back when I
Yeah.
was like 12 or 13 or whatever it was. But I haven't played much since after that. I just haven't really played many fighting games since, but
I
I still
kind.
enjoy them when I get back to them.
Yeah.
yeah,
I like the fact that it was on an axis like Soul Calibur, where you could just like
Yeah,
you could pivot and the moves that weren't slash diagonal slashes wouldn't hit you. That was very interesting to me.
yeah. They're
Um.
really technical too.
Yeah. We got really technical, and I mean if you're talking Tekken 3, there's that one character who can't stand up, who can't walk.
I I can't remember.
Okay, so there's a character in Tekken 3. It's a scientist dude, and he can't walk. He stands up, he falls to the ground, and I think he might roll, and he does attacks, but I don't think he can walk. It's very weird. Maybe someone knows. Um, Maybe someone in the chat knows Tekken 3. I will find it. But yes, Skew said this is the first I've heard of a Tekken TV series. It's happening. I I'll watch that. Only reason I'm curious about timing is because like every time they adapt Mortal Kombat, it's up in the air what they're going to do. So And
It could be
EBC,
good. I
yes.
think.
What was that?
I said I think it could be good.
Yeah, I think they could pull it off. I think they could totally pull it off. EBC says, sorry about that. EBC did give us a rate, so thank you so much. EBC was just saying hi and how we are. I think we're doing okay. Are we doing okay? Hope you're doing
Yeah.
well. Um, we're gonna get closer to the end of the podcast soon, but I want to make sure we go through all the topics. Tekken. Uh, I've always wanted to play the one for the Wii U because that has like Samus costumes or something. It has
No, interesting.
yeah, it has some like Nintendo costumes.
That's cool.
Yeah. I
I
Nice. I
like
love it
when
when they
games do
just
that.
yeah, same. What was it? Soul Calibur 2 or 3 that had like Link in the GameCube
Oh
one.
yeah, that was two.
It was
Yeah.
2,
true.
yeah. Yeah, they had like each version was exclusive. If you got it on the GameCube, you got Link. If you got it on the PlayStation, I forget who it was for PlayStation, and then you got like
It was Kratos. I don't know.
No, it
something
was
like
not.
that. And then
I can tell
Xbox
you.
Xbox was Spawn, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like there wasn't like no default one. There was an extra character that was different depending on which console you're playing, which I
You
thought
ready?
that was kind of cool.
You ready for which one they gave for PlayStation? I'll give
It's
you a hint. We were just
I've-
talking about the franchise. It's
I
it's
can't.
Heihachi.
Oh, it's Heihachi.
It's Tekken.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
thought Kratos, unless he's in a different one.
No,
that
because
sounds
I think they do have Kratos in a different one.
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds familiar.
The Star Wars one was cool. They had Yoda for Xbox and Vader for PlayStation.
It's
Yeah,
they're like aside from Smash Brothers, Soul Calibur has the coolest crossovers. My
yeah,
lord.
yeah. Those are like the only
Yoshimitsu's in there too from Tekken. He's also in there.
Oh,
yeah,
which
those are the
two?
only two fighters I've have any real
Oh,
experience with. Are Soul Calibur and Smash.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the two game like those are my favorite fighters, honestly. I guess I have to have a question. Yoshimitsu is totally different in Tekken and in Soul Calibur. Is it the same Yoshimitsu? I've always wondered that.
I believe it is, but one of them is just really kooky, and the other one's super serious
I've got to look this
edgelord.
up. Yeah, because it's weird, right? Yoshimitsu in Tekken is in Tekken is weirder, I think.
Yeah, or no, it's
In
Soul
Soul
Calibur.
Calibur.
He's definitely a lot
Yeah,
strange. He claps with his feet and laughs.
Yeah, yeah. It's like what?
I
Yeah.
love Yoshimitsu's. He's my favorite in Soul Calibur and in Tekken.
The spin
Soul Cal.
around and seppuku,
Yeah,
like stabbing yourself through yourself
making a
into
bunny
someone.
hop on the sword around.
Yeah, and hop on the
Yeah,
sword.
he's an interesting one.
Uh
My
My
favorite
favorite
fighter does Killer Instinct though. I like that one a lot.
My favorite
oh
was
yeah.
always been Keelik. I'm just
Yes.
lame with that. I just outrange people and just hit them with the pole from outside range because Keelik's got the longest range in any Soul Calibur game, as far as I'm aware, at least in the ones I've played.
What about
Like,
Ivy?
um, she might have longer with like ranged
She
attacks,
has
but
a
like with
whip.
melee, yeah, but with melee, like he's got one of the longest, which is fun to like out because he's slightly longer than Nightmare, and
Yeah.
Nightmare's got crazy range.
Yeah.
I always found it fun to like when my friends play like main Nightmare, like to just
Yeah.
stand just outside of their range and just hit him with the pole with
Just like
Keelik.
the
And they
gentle
didn't know what,
stab, the
yeah,
tri stab.
because they didn't know what to do, especially at first, because they're used to just like keeping their distance and staying out of range, and then I do the same thing to them, and they don't know how to respond.
If they made a remake of Soul Calibur 2 for the Switch, I would lose my mind. Any of the modern consoles.
That'd be cool.
Oh, that would be cool, especially if they brought like Link back with the mirror shield. The
Yeah.
mirror shield in Soul Calibur
It's a
2 is
mirror
so
shield?
broke. Yeah, so you could so for some of the options, customizations with Link, you could change his shield, and one of them was the mirror shield, or one of his weapons. You could give him the mirror shield, and basically what it is every time you took damage, your opponent would take like a quarter of the damage you took.
What?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh
So
my, oh
it,
man.
it, it had downsides to it, but yeah, it made it so that anytime you got hurt, your opponent did too. So
Yeah.
you could literally, like, if you got your opponent down, like if you were at full health, you got your opponent down to just like a sliver, you won. Like you could just sit there and let them just attack you, and then they die, and
Yeah.
you win.
Oh,
Um,
I
like
love that game.
there couldn't be major swings with that because they'd kill themselves trying to kill you if
Yeah.
your health bar got too far ahead of theirs.
I am like super gracious because I bought a copy. This is like a standard story for me because I buy so much from GameStop. Um, I bought a copy of Soul Calibur 2 and it came in and it was the Xbox version instead of the GameCube version. So I bought another for the same price. It was like $5. And so I bought another for the same price. If I wanted like the Xbox version, I think it would have had to been more money. So you need to have multiple copies of the game because how else do you play as Spawn or Link? I needed the copy with Link. You can't not have the copy that has Link.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Link's is pretty cool. The mirror shield is so
Oh
broken. I think
man.
it made you like more clumsy and like you slipped or something like that. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like anytime you took damage, your opponent did
Such
too. So
such a polished
you
game.
couldn't get perfected because even if they didn't hit, if you're Link and you don't get a single hit in, they're still only like 75% health at the end
Yeah.
because the mirror shield did like 25% of their health from them killing you.
So funny. So funny. Yeah, I didn't play the new I played only a tiny bit of the newer ones. I guess like that was just I don't play fighters 1v1. That's a lie. I play Smash Brothers. I don't know. I don't have an excuse. Maybe it's not on a Nintendo console. Um,
Smash, Smash is a different kind of fighter.
it really
Like,
is, and
let's see.
I've always wanted to get into Killer Instinct, but like I was able to get into Tekken because I played it in like sleepaway camp on a PS1 with a tiny screen, like the attached screen. Anywho,
Yeah.
um, but Killer Instinct, like the new game the remake looks so good. They've got Battletoads and Master Chief, right? Do they have Master
No, they
Chief?
have
They have
Arbiter
Arbiter, so no
and
Master
Rom,
Chief.
General Rom from Gears,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and that's Killer Instinct's probably my favorite fighting game series. I grew up with the first one on Super Nintendo.
yeah,
Played a little bit of the 64 one, and then the newest one. I was trying to get good with Spinal and Saberwolf, but it's super hard. Like you have to
yeah.
do like semicircles, half circles, like all this stuff with the analog stick.
Yeah,
And
this is why I play Smash Brothers, but at the same time, Smash Brothers literally has Kazuya's inputs.
I just love being able to do the ultra combos that like you do like 30 plus hits, and it just looks so good.
Oh man.
There's combo videos of people doing like 300 plus hits at the end, and it's like, wow,
I've got to
when is
look
this
it
gonna
up.
end?
I've got to look it up. Oh man. I just really hope they do some sort of re-release or I set up a GameCube in my room soon. Yeah. So for the people who don't know about the full extent of the bundles, there's also a bundle going on Humble Bundle. That one is
Yeah.
$40. It comes with Back for Blood and a couple other games that I do not care about. It's still a great bundle, but I looked at it, I was like, I don't know if I want this bundle because I don't need a second copy of Baba Is You. I looked at it. I think it does share like a couple games with the $10 bundle.
What I
Um,
liked in this bundle, I'd say, was for sure I saw Spyro Reignited Trilogy Fable.
yes, Spyro Reignited Trilogy. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
And then Fable Anniversary, I love Fable.
I
Back for
didn't
Blood's
play it, but
interesting.
I have it. I have to. It's how many times can you get? How many backlogs can you have?
And then Amnesia is I've never played that. That sounds scary.
Max Payne, Sunset Overdrive, Slay the. Sorry, I'm like having hiccups here. Slay the Spire is, if you guys have not played it, either play it and lose your life to how much time you're going to be investing into this simple roguelike card game and like having a great time too doing it, or just don't play it because you'll get addicted. It is fantastic and so simple, Like in terms of like graphics, it's just simple animations and it is so satisfying. I want
Oh,
to play it right now.
there's a music there's a music maker EDM edition in this, so you can make music if you want. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's one of the cooler things in this bundle, I'd say, is just that having a little music maker, like,
Oh, and I mean, someone like me is not gonna be able to do much with it. It doesn't like generate the track for you, right?
I I don't know how it works. I haven't seen it, but
Okay, yeah,
I'm sure it's not too complicated if it's on a bundle.
yeah,
Like other stuff, like what I use, like FL Studio, is a lot more complicated.
yeah. And I do have to say there are some real highlights on this list. Like the game that came out of nowhere and was just a delightful time for me was Yoku's Island Express, which is it's a pinball Metroidvania, which you think would never make sense, but
I
it's a short and delightful game. Play through it when you have a weekend. You will be
I've
happy.
heard I've heard it's really good, like a nice short, sweet adventure kind of like
Yeah,
puzzly thing.
it's just a happy time.
Nice. I mean, there's a lot of games that don't make sense, that shouldn't work but do,
Yeah,
like Pokemon Coliseum. Uh,
or Katamari
no,
Damacy.
sorry, not Coliseum. Freak, I don't remember the name. Pokemon
Conquest.
Conquest. That was it. Yeah,
But that one should
like
make sense. That's a tried and true
Conquest.
formula. Well,
Oh,
because it's a tried and true tactics is a tried and true genre.
that's true.
Metroidvania pinball is not. Katamari Damacy is not.
That's
Like, you
It's
know,
true that tactics is a tried and true genre, but saying let's take Pokemon, this RPG, and
yes.
Samurai Warriors, this hack and slash game, and
No,
mix them together, but make it a tactics game.
I don't think it was
Like
Samurai Warriors.
it's so weird.
I think it was a line of these
It might have been
tactic
Dynasty
RPGs.
Warriors.
No,
It might have
well,
been,
I, I
but
I don't think it's the Warriors line. I think it's
you
I have to
sure?
take a look. Yeah, I think it was an RPG line. I will have to take a look. So I think it was actually like another one of their games, but just so happening to have Pokemon. Um, I'll be googling that.
But yeah, it's such a what? Yeah,
It was experimental and weird and good, great. Yeah.
yeah, like it. You wouldn't think that it would make sense, and it was so good. It was one of those games that was way better than it had any right to be.
Yeah. Um it was no go I'm not going to be able to I'm not going to be able to pronounce it. It is a it's known in Japan as Pokemon Plus Nobunaga's Ambition. That's the line of games. And so the style of gameplay was Nobunaga's Ambition. Um so yeah. That's if anyone wanted to know what that was.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Um just because we're gonna run a little bit low on time, let's go around and say like, was there anything that stuck out to you this week or in general that you guys wanted to kind of talk about quickly? Um, uh, let's say Trouz. Any like final things to talk about?
I don't know. I think we touched upon a lot of the stuff I already had
Yeah,
wanted to talk about, like the bundles for sure.
yeah.
Uh, the Mario Kart tracks. Like, I mean, maybe like I'm excited to see more news about the Pokemon Gen 9. Like,
Oh
Oh
yeah.
I don't know
yeah,
how far
Scarlet and
off that's
Violet.
gonna be.
Yeah,
I think that's end of the year is what they were saying.
yeah.
Yeah,
This
My
year.
there
guess
should be
is
another direct of it at like some point in like before summer or maybe during summer.
Yeah, this
yeah,
year is flying by.
yeah, I'm sure it'll be somewhere around November or something, maybe October.
It's got to
Yeah,
be.
I'm
Yeah,
excited
Somewhere
for
between
Coco.
yeah, it's got to be somewhere between September and November for sure. Somewhere
yeah.
in there. I mean, they got to get it
They're
before
gonna
the
drip
holiday
feed us some
season.
information, but you know.
I suspect it'll be like September or October. They got to make sure it's out in time for people to buy it for their kids for Christmas. Like
Yeah.
legit for like marketing reasons, it needs to be out
I was
before
surprised.
Halloween.
I was surprised how much I like the starters.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, they look so generic to me. I like them, but they look so generic.
I like two of them a lot. The Quaxley, the bird one, I could care less about, but I really love Fuecoco because I love chili peppers and I love crocodiles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then Sprigatito is like weed cat.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it
I
because I'm a stoner, so
yeah,
I vibe with it.
it just reminded me of that one. I mean, I always say this. It reminds me of that scene in Billy Madison where he's in preschool and he draws a blue duck, and he's like, "It's a blue duck. Why is it a blue duck? I've never seen a blue duck, and I wanted to see what it would look like, so I drew it." And that's what green cat looks like to me. It's a green cat. I've never seen what a green cat looked like, and now I did. Now I've seen it. Like
Yeah,
that's all it is. Like,
I see it.
Bulbasaur was. I mean, I guess Squirtle is just a turtle, but
Squirtle just a turtle.
Squirtle's just a turtle. Yeah.
Yeah, same with War Turtle, and then Blastoise is just a turtle with cannons on his back. Like,
Yeah. We have no idea what the evolutions of these are going to be. They can get a little creative sometimes.
I think it's probably going to be a Spanish influence, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I really hope it's not humanoid again. They've been
A lot
doing
of
that.
people want it to be like a Luxray situation, you know?
Oh
Yeah,
boy. Yeah. Yeah.
That'd
yeah,
be
where
nice.
it stays they stay nice and quadrupedal.
Hey, they could pull it off. They did it with Luxray. That's such a fantastically designed Pokemon.
Well, some people want Fuecoco to like turn more snake-like because to follow the whole zodiac thing that all the fire starters have been doing.
Oh,
I don't know.
I
I
haven't
don't
seen
like that.
that.
I would rather
Eh,
have a giant for alligator, spicy for alligator.
Spicy for alligator. Yeah, that's exactly what I would expect. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know that there's
that's
a theme.
Yeah, all the fire starters they said have been following like animals from the Chinese zodiac. The only way that they can keep that up with Gen 9 is if Fuecoco is a snake. There's other options, but that's the only one that makes even some
Some
sense. Is
sense, yeah.
if he if he's the snake.
He's already got arms and legs. It's impossible. Well, I mean, Snivy kind of had the same thing, but
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's like Survivor did it. So if they do something like that, that's the only thing that makes any sort of sense. The other ones are like, there's only like three or four other ones, and they just don't make
it
sense
might not even
at
hold
all.
up anymore. That theory.
Yeah, a lot of people think that that theory's just it was already kind of on the ropes with a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I hear that. I've just been collecting. Okay, I'll just say one more thing. I've been collecting the big Pokemon card, the starter first partner pack cards from the Pokemon trading card game, where they have oversized cards of each of the starters.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I found them on, like secondhand, most of them for fairly cheap, right? But it's in my binder. I have Gen 1 through Gen 4 or 5. Each of the it's an oversized card of each of the Pokemon. It's just like a nice little thing to look through.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice. I will say that one thing with the especially with the Wii stores going down and all that,
yeah.
definitely want to make sure you download Pokebank on your 3DS like ASAP.
I didn't realize.
You probably have a few months, but once you stop being able to do that, it'll become very difficult to transfer Pokemon
That's true.
uh,
I
older from all the Game Boy games to Switch.
I guess
I
Um,
Mons are going to be hard to get.
I had
yeah,
trouble
so
finding my 3DS, and I just found it. I'm like, I remembered I needed to find it to do something, and that's it. Yeah,
yeah, you got to just download it. You don't need to pay the subscription now. Apparently, they're going to make it free when it becomes
yeah,
when it goes away. But yeah, you definitely want to get that downloaded while you can.
yeah,
Otherwise, yeah, March 2023.
yeah.
But hopefully that's when. But with the shops going down, you never know if they'll
It's very
do
weird with
that
the shops
early.
going down because that is something that happened fairly recently. At least there are sales right now on the 3DS eShop for like Phoenix Wright games for $5. Like the 3DS Phoenix Wright games are all $5 or something, and that is really cheap for those games. There's a lot of games on that eShop. They're really cheap, but not as cheap as, the fact that I will probably have to hack my 3DS after after the eShop is down, just so that I make sure I'm able to get these games ever. You know,
Yeah,
like
if you
if I
have
have
the
to
money,
reformat my card, I'm gonna have to get them from the store. And like we saw today with the Wii shop, the 3DS, was it DSi shop and Wii shop being down?
yeah,
Yeah.
Like I'll buy them if I can get them.
yeah. For 3DS, you might also want to get red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, and crystal on there too, while
Yeah.
you can. Those aren't free, unlike Pokebank, but
No, they're like $10. And if you get them, I was at the Pokemon Center recently, and if you get them from there on a little card, you get a theme, which is
Oh,
interesting. Yeah.
nice. You don't technically need yellow and crystal to get your decks. So what you're
Yeah.
looking for is the decks. You can leave those off, but let's be real, those are some of the more fun. Like those are
Yeah.
the the better ones.
if
So you
only
might,
Pokemon would bundle these things like all the bundles we've been seeing lately.
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on,
If only
Nintendo's
they
not
would
going
do any of that.
to.
They
They're
won't.
When has Nintendo ever done something like that?
yeah,
Like,
3D All
that would have been.
Stars.
Well, I mean the
But
Pokemon
okay,
Company more so, right?
yeah, it's more the Pokemon
yeah,
Company. They
yeah, okay,
have they
yeah.
ever had
3D
done a
All Stars,
double game? I don't think so.
3D All Stars, and All Stars, sure, yeah. But Nintendo's, especially for their main, like their really big IPs, like Zelda, Mario, Pokemon,
No, they've done
Animal
promotionally.
Cross.
Promotionally,
They
there
don't.
was the GameCube disc for Nintendo Power with Zelda 1, 2, Ocarina of Time, I think Majora's Mask. It had the hard mode for Ocarina of Time, and it had a demo of Wind Waker.
Interesting. It's rare that they do that though, from
Yeah,
what
it
I've
is.
noticed. It takes them a
Mm.
long time. Like I think Smash, like if you want to buy Smash Ultimate, I think it's still $60, even though that game's like so old.
I
But
got
if you,
lucky.
yeah,
I got
sorry.
lucky earlier with Pikmin 3 Deluxe. You know how that's $60 still. I got it for $40. Luckily from a game store that was, I guess, second handing it, and that's the
Yeah,
only time you're ever gonna find like a Nintendo game that's discounted.
Yeah, at least like they're really popular IPs. And
Yeah,
even Pikmin's like not, I mean it's a popular one, but it's not on the same level as, Pokemon or
yeah,
Smash or Zelda or Mario. It's big, but it's not those levels of big.
yeah.
yeah.
Goose Squad was noting that they kind of did Brilliant Diamond and Sword and Shield bundles, but I said I didn't count that because you pay double for those. They those are 2 packs, and you pay double for them, so I do not count that.
I
Yeah.
think they were slightly cheaper to get the 2 packs than to get the games
Like five
individually.
dollars less.
Yeah, I
uh,
think it was like I think you saved like $5 or $10 to get
you
the 2 pack.
you
But
don't. As someone who has, well, one of them was supposed to be returned. I have the 2 pack over there. Yeah, it was 120. But there were places that were discounting it $10 or like a little bit more. Maybe I got it at like a bit of a discount. MSRP it's 120, and MSRP for them individually is 60. And if you get a $60 game at most places, they'll discount it to like 50. So really, there isn't any.
gotcha. Well, you get cool collector's packaging if you buy the 2 pack.
Yeah, and
You,
that's
you, you,
something.
yeah, it's the same price as if you bought them individually, but you get some extra packaging
Yeah,
that's kind of cool and probably worth something.
I know at some point there was a steelbook involved, but I don't think there's steelbooks with this one. You got your 2 packs for you got yours cheaper. Oh, awesome. That's awesome. Skew Squad got their double packs cheaper. Um, we should start wrapping up and just tell people, because there may be people here who did not hear your intros. Tell people once again what they will find when they come to your stream and when you stream. Trouz, you got to go first before. So, Mitch, would you like to go now? Oh, and stick around a little bit after. We will be rating Ledipus. I hope I pronounced names correctly ever. We'll be rating Ledipus. Typically, we ask if there's someone that people want to raid, but we'll just raid Lead this time. Mitch, would you like
Uh,
to Give people your pitch again. Mitch's pitch.
Yeah. So my name is Mitch. I stream mostly Nintendo games. Lately, I've been streaming a lot of Pokemon Shield. I stream a lot of stuff. Like I said, mostly Nintendo. Some Switch stuff. Also, a lot of old school stuff on like GameCube, N64, Game Boy.
I love the
Um,
purism, the
oh yeah,
purist nature of it.
yeah. I almost always do old OG hardware. The closest I'll come to emulating is playing stuff on like the Switch, through the Nintendo 64 or the N64. I don't have that one, but the SNES and the NES
Yes.
apps, and that's like the closest I get to emulation is because technically it's an emulator, but it's an official emulator
Yeah.
on actual Nintendo hardware. So yeah, I stay very much in the clear of Nintendo because you, you never know with those guys.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you never know when they're going to come after you. So I stick to the OG stuff. But yeah, that's mostly what
Your
I do.
your Pokemon playthrough was fun. It was a delightful time, and there's more of that to come. Yeah. I guess anything else there?
Not too much really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As always.
You're asking when I stream. Lately I haven't been the most consistent. I really need to get a consistent schedule up again. But
Yeah. Streamers are the hardest working people I've ever met. It's probably something that viewers of mine know that I say each and every time. Give streamers a break. They are the hardest working individuals that I've ever seen. I've had full-time jobs that have been less intensive than my streaming career or other people's streaming careers. Like it's a lot. Um
Yeah.
yeah, but we're excited when you have a more consistent schedule. Head over and follow Mitch and Trouz. Trouz, would you like to give your pitch?
Well, I tend to do a variety stuff. Lately a lot of Elden Ring, did some Yakuza, Assassin's Creed. I do a lot of Halo, Speedrun Conquer.
Yeah.
I produce some music on stream. I do some guitar every once in a while. Um,
Yeah.
and what else? I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Just a lot of variety stuff lately, and then Elden Ring's gonna be a main focus for a bit probably.
And good vibes. It's always a nice community in there.
And then I stream like 5 to 6 days a week,
Yeah.
about like 4 hours to 8 hours between that.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
go I go pretty long and hard for some.
my streams are short. Like, and I get wiped, you know. Yeah. The more I do collabs, the less it's been like that, but man, I can experience that fatigue. So go follow Trouz, go follow Mitch. You've got the links in the description. We are going to head over to Lee. I'm going to start that raid. So stick around for that. A little bit of housekeeping from around here. Head over to Discord and say hi if you like. We want to be there at all times for you if we can be. I will be back Tuesday and Thursday and next Sunday with a Tuesday, Thursday for collab streams, and next Sunday for another podcast. And this VOD is going to go to all the platforms later this week. Thank you all for being here. This has been delightful. Typically, the podcast is really the highlight of my week. I love going on those random tangents. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. I always learn new things. That Frozen thing, the fact that Frozen is an ability that is only taken out by fire, that is brand new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
without further ado, we're gonna head over to Lee. Thank you. We'll catch you later.
Bye everybody.
See you around.
Yeah. There we go.